Researchers from the College of Wooster in Ohio looked at stimuli that men utilize in order to masturbate and how that stimuli plays a role in the quality of sperm they produce when they ejaculate. Now, this is obviously kind of an uncomfortable thing to talk about, but the results of this study were fascinating, and I really want to delve into it a little bit. Anyway, so first of all, their sample size for this study was small. They studied 21 guys, and they basically had them watch pornography and then masturbate to the pornography. Afterwards, the scientists analyzed the quality of sperm the men produced. Now, they had the men watch several different types of porns, right? But what they did is they had them watch the same porn over and over again, and then the 7th time around, they decided, you know what, let's switch things up and show them a different type of porn with a different woman and see if that has any type of impact on their sperm. And here's what they found. Guys ejaculate faster and produce more higher quality sperm when they masturbate to a novel female stimulus. Okay, so let's stop right there.
Let's roll this back. I read novel female stimulus, and I imagine like all the women in committed relationships are like, oh, that hoe down the street?
Yeah.
Novel female stimulus? I see how it is.
So as you can imagine, this study alarmed me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's the notion of what Wes Clark Jr. once famously said on this show, strange pussy, right?
Yes, it's like, so the baby batter is stronger when it's a stranger.
Baby batter.
I know, I'm going to drop
You went there, you went there.
I did. That's what, and again, explain the part about the evolutionary biology component.
Yes. Now, one of the researchers, Laura K. Sirott, wanted to kind of calm people like me down who are kind of worried about studies like this that indicate that men produce better quality sperm when some strange woman is around.
Yeah.
Well, here's what she says, and it didn't make me feel any better. The finding doesn't mean that men are somehow programmed to cheat on their girlfriends or wives. It may suggest that men have evolved such that it's easier for them to have sex with and impregnate other women without their usual partners finding out.
Yeah, that's not making me feel better.
You just literally repeated what what you said that the study wasn't supposed to do. Anyway,
like, those are the same words.
Yes,
homie.
Exactly.
Same words.
Our study does not suggest anything about whether monogamy was favored or disfavored by natural selection. However, the results of this study and other studies of human differential ejaculation behavior suggest that extra pair or extramarital copulations may have occurred in our evolutionary past. Oh, really?
May have occurred.
Oh, I never thought that ever happened. I thought everyone was monogamous since the beginning of time and no one's ever cheated.
That's what I thought. Adam and Eve, and then from then on.
Yes.
Just nobody getting any strange punani.
Yes.
Never happened.
Okay, so for all of you...
Thanks for that study. Really
For all of you out there who are like, what is the point of this study? What they actually found was this is really important for people who are donating sperm or people who donate sperm and then try to impregnate their own significant other. Because when you, as a man, are donating sperm, oftentimes what you do is you watch porn. And watching that porn with an unfamiliar face performing in it might produce higher quality sperm, right? But it could be different when you are having sex with your significant other for the 800th time, right? And do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So the idea being, I think she initially called out also when a couple's having fertility issues, and then the man goes to have his dudes, his swimmers, counted and checked out and all that good stuff. Well, if he goes and he watches a strange porn, those swimmers are not the same swimmers, based on this study, that he is possibly, ejaculating into his wife, and so that's. So then it's not fair because the finger isn't pointed at him in terms of the fertility issues. And when I say not fair, I don't mean like, this is a competition, but it just could lead them down the wrong road.
Exactly, because infertility might have to do with the man or the woman. You never know. You have to look at all the different puzzle pieces and try to figure out what's going on.
So this could help some people who are in like these really tense situations trying to understand why they can't get pregnant, ostensibly.
Human sexuality sucks.
What do you mean by sucks? I mean, it's fascinating.
It is fascinating. It just sucks because whether you like it or not, regardless of how in love you are with someone, you do get to a point where the sex isn't as exciting, right? Because you're so used to each other. So then it just becomes The same old, same old. And then, like, I know, there are lots of different ways to cook a steak. I've heard that statement a million times. It's not the same. You don't get the same rush that you usually get with someone new.
Yeah, you have to get real inventive. This is true. And of course, it's always scary when you start looking into the science of why, boners are going to be seeking strangers.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, oh, that's rough, because it feels like there's a biological imperative for, monogamy to not be the answer. But this kind of study is troublesome because, again, what we're talking about here is that why is there some sort of evolutionary component that is compelling men to produce better sperm for women they don't know?
Well, we all know what the reality is. Monogamy is a social construct. And I hate accepting that, but it's the truth, right? I think that we are hardwired to stray.
Which then of course, make committed relationships that much more beautiful.
Sure.
Right? Because they're these,
we're going against our own biology. It's great.
Can you believe it? I can't believe that. Yeah, because it's going against science or whatever. But you know what I have to bring up though? Can you imagine the dudes who, you're broke, you're a college student, whatever, and you're like, I'm gonna have to do some of these like weird studies to make a couple bucks, and you get assigned a study where you have to spank the monkey for science?
No, but
can you imagine how stoked you'd be?
Here's the amazing thing. None of the participants in this study were paid. And the researchers had no trouble finding men who were willing to do this in the name of science. The thing is, men care about science more than women do. That's what happened in this case.
Oh, I'm sure. They were like, I really want to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
I need to understand. I'm going to have to watch that porno again.